And the purpose for reading day and night is to feed the mind. Feed the mind. And this is a very important practice that the black man needs to do. Very important. Feed that mind day and night, and feed it with the proper knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Greater knowledge, greater understanding, greater wisdom. We cannot continue down the path of feeding the mind the foolishness that is constantly put before us. The black man is attacked in every aspect of his life. Every aspect. And being attacked in every aspect of his life is highly detrimental. Highly detrimental. And most of the time that attack leads to death. But the starting point of that attack is the mind. Attack the mind. And the purpose for attacking the mind is simple. Whoever controls the mind controls the body. Plain and simple. Feed the mind weed. Feed the mind coke. Feed the mind opioid. Feed the mind liquor, alcohol, pills. And all of that controls the body to a detrimental point. And based on that, you begin to see the rise of domestic violence, social issues. The black community, the 14% black community here in the United States, have in its grasp $1.5 trillion spending habit every year. Having such an economic spending habit of $1.5 trillion, that makes the 14% black community in the United States alone the 15th greatest nation in the world. Little old 14%. We ain't talking about other nations. We talking about the 14%. And I say 14% because federal census say it grew a little bit, 13 to 14, and expected to grow more, but not based on black men and women born here in the United States, but based on our African brothers and sisters coming abroad, adding to the population of the black community. But to have such an economic base to that magnitude, spending habit to that magnitude, making us the 15th greatest nation in the world, and having such a spending habit, but yet still rely on government for the well-being and the welfare of the community, not having self-discipline or consistency or the proper knowledge, understanding, and wisdom to unify for the purpose of establishing that 15th greatest nation in the world and becoming a nation within a nation. It's unbelievable. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. But that's the reality. That's the reality of how we are dealt with across the board. The 14% across the board. How the black man is attacked in every aspect of his life to keep him from succeeding to that unified point and leading the black woman and the child into unification for the sole purpose of exercising that $1.5 trillion every year in a spending manner, exercising that and bringing that spending habit, transitioning that spending habit into buying power. That's the attack. That's the purpose for the attack in every aspect of our lives. Keeping the 14% from being unified. To handle that 1.5. Why? Because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said it best. The black man, or the black community rather, is the mammies of the community and the world. Everybody sucking on our breasts, including ourselves. Everybody got their hand in the pot of that $1.5 trillion spending habit, including ourselves. And it's just like Africa. Resources going out, nothing coming in. The 14% being bled from its resources, which is the $1.5 trillion. Africa being bled from its resources, which is the minerals, the oil, the gold, the diamonds. And nothing coming back in. Nothing. And day in and day out, all that is shown on social media, all that is shown on local news outlets is our shortcomings. Black on black crime. This one missing, that one missing, this one's killed, that one's killed. White officer shot and killed this one. White officer beat and killed that one. Constant feeding us our shortcomings, constant feeding us death and destruction of our community, constantly feeding that, and getting very little positive outlets, very little positive relief, very little. And many of the brothers don't understand why the unemployment rate being above 7% keeps the brothers out from getting that particular job that we've been so well taught to go after, that well-to-do job. There's no job out there for the brothers. Because the first thing that happens is when you start out on Facebook and you put your lifestyle out there, putting your lifestyle out there plays a detrimental role, because as soon as you sit down with any interviewer, which 9 times out of 10 is a white person, and they take your name, information rather, your resume, shake your hand and tell you thank you for coming in, and instantly go and find you on Facebook Or even if you sent your information in before you came to the interview, they immediately go to Facebook because they know that's your obsession. They study. That's a main aspect of the white community. They study all things. And this is why you hear most of the time when you're listening to them talk, the one thing they will continue to say, the study of this, study shows that, study shows this. Because that's what they do. They study. And they study you, black man. They study you. And their beginning point of study of you is your social media outlet, your Facebook page. Going on your Facebook page and seeing what you're posting, which tells them everything about you, your character, your integrity, your self-image, your self-discipline, your decision-making processes, your economic picture. Tells them all. And long before you enter into that interview, they already know who you are. And they've already decided on you, just based on what they see on that Facebook page, or your Twitter page, or your LinkedIn, wherever you are. They've already decided. And Lord knows, Instagram. You want to elevate? You want to add to your life? This is how you add, and this is how you elevate. Stop producing foolishness. Stop being a hot mess. Pay attention to your agenda. If you have a purpose and a plan, pay attention to that. And know that in your purpose and plan, whatever it is, whatever you're going forth to do, you let your purpose and plan know by what you post on social media. You let folk know your lifestyle. Easy. Very easy.